Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a brand new COD mobile video. I am your host Zekon, and as you can see by the title, I'll be doing something highly requested because of the many balance changes that took place this season, which is the top 5 assault rifles in season 4 of Call of Duty Mobile. So guys, these videos normally take a while to edit, so I'm just asking you a small favor to just go ahead and hit a like on this video because the effort that I will be putting in. And of course, if you are not yet subscribed, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell ensures on all and not personalized. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So guys, at number 5 we actually have the AK-47, and I know that this actually sounds a bit weird because I have never put the AK-47 on any top 5 or top 10 guns list that I have made in a while, because it is just so underused right now and not a lot of people use the AK-117 because it does take a bit of skill to use. It does have a pretty heavy recoil, so not everyone will be comfortable using the AK-47, but I believe the AK-47 is the most underrated assault rifle in the game. It is a 4 to 5 shot kill at any range, with it doing pretty impressive damage. At 5 meters it does 39 damage headshot and 33 damage to the body and limbs, and it does maximum damage of 26 damage headshot and 23 to the body and limbs at anything over 30 meters. The AK-47 on the other hand does have a few cons to it. For one, it does have a relatively slow rate of fire, and as I did mention earlier, not everyone will be comfortable using the AK-117 because the recoil can be a bit hard to control for some people. And something that I find to be really impressive about the AK-117 is its fast ADS times. Normally heavy assault rifles with such a slow fire rate and high damage normally have a slower ADS time like the Manowar or the DRH, but that is not the case for the AK-117. And guys, if I'm being completely honest, I had no intention of even putting the AK-47 on this list. At first I was actually gonna put the Manowar at number 5, but when I compared both the AK-117 and the Manowar, they were both similar in terms of certain features. However, in the past few seasons the Manowar got some pretty heavy nerfs, and I just don't think it's a viable weapon right now in season 4. At number 4, I do have the LK-24, and as I always say, the LK-24 is probably the most balanced gun in the game right now. It is a 4 to 5 shot kill like the previously mentioned AK-47, and it will dominate mostly at mid-ranges to longer distances. You won't necessarily have an advantage at close range because of course you will probably lose to guns with a faster fire rate like the QQ9, QXR, or any of those close range guns, but in terms of overall versatility, the LK-24 is definitely up there. Now at close distance, you will need 4 shots to kill regardless of headshots, with the LK-24 doing 31 damage headshot and 26 damage to the body and limbs, while at longer distances you will need 5 shots to kill, with it doing 26 damage headshot and 22 damage to the body and limbs. And something that I do notice this season with the LK-24, because of the general changes to weapon classes this season, it's actually much harder to get your shots on target now with the LK-24 because the recoil pattern right now is a bit less predictable than it was, let's say, last season. And also when making gunsmith classes for the LK-24, you need to try to make it revolve around the ADS bullet spread, because that is a next thing that I noticed. The accuracy is not as good as it once was, but regardless, if you do get a pretty good LK-24 build, then you should be well off because, as I said, it's a pretty versatile gun. At number 3, I do have the AK-117. This is actually a huge step up for the AK-117 because I believe the last time I made a video like this, I had the AK-117 at number 5. The AK-117 right now is like a hidden gem in Call of Duty Mobile, and I would consider it like a SMG assault rifle hybrid because the damage is not anything too spectacular, but the rate of fire is what separates the AK-117 from a lot of decent assault rifles. Now, the damage the AK-117 does is pretty much lower than every single gun that I have mentioned on this list, with at a very close range it does 28 damage headshot, 24 to the body region, and 22 below the waist, and that would be from 5 meters all the way to 20 meters, and anything over 30 meters it does 24 damage headshot, 22 the body, and 20 damage below the waist. And just by looking at that alone, it would seem like the AK-117 is pretty under average, but bringing in factors like the rate of fire, the AK-117 has a similar fire rate to guns like the RS-79U. The recoil is also pretty easy to control because it's just a vertical recoil and it will go side to side at times, but it is pretty easy to control. And additionally, if you do a good gunsmith, the accuracy should be pretty fine. At numero dos, we do have the KN44, and this is a pretty high jump also for the KN44, because once the KN44 and the LK24 were basically the same guns in terms of stats, but this season the KN44 actually did receive a buff, and now it is a pretty competitive assault rifle. Now last season I would actually put even the LK24 over the KN44, because a major issue that I had with the KN44 was it was so hard to get shots on target, because the horizontal recoil was just so unpredictable that it was nearly impossible to control. So this season the KN44 got some changes, including they increased the reload speed, they optimized the horizontal recoil, and they also optimized the damage magnification. So at close and medium distances, the KN44 actually does 28 damage headshot, 26 to the body, and 24 damage to the limbs. And at longer distances, which I would regard anything over 40 meters, it does do 22 damage headshot, 20 damage to the body, and 19 damage to the limbs. So obviously right now the KN44 is one of the best guns to use for mid-range fights. And guys, when taking into consideration the general adjustments that all assault rifles got to improve the accuracy, plus the improvement in horizontal recoil that the KN44 specifically got, then obviously this is a pretty decent gun. And at number one, at numero uno, the best assault rifle in the game right now, as everyone should have already guessed, the DRH. And of course the DRH would be at number one. It has been the best gun in the game, and I believe it's not going anywhere. And of course I don't even think I need to explain why the DRH is number one on the list, because it has been number one for a while now, as I did say. It is a 3 to 4 shot kill, doing 3 shots at close range and close mid range, and of course doing 4 shots at longer distance, which is pretty impressive. The recoil is also very easy to control, as it just has a vertical kick, which is pretty easy to control. And one thing that I actually do have to mention, I did once regard the Man-O-War as the best assault rifle. However, the Man-O-War didn't even make this list because of how inconsistent the Man-O-War is this season. For one, the ADS time is so slow, it's comparable to a LMG, so it's almost impossible to pull that thing out at close ranges and win fights unless you are pre-aiming and stuff. The recoil and the accuracy have also gotten worse, so the master at range Man-O-War that we know is no more. It's because it's just so hard to win fights at range with combining all these factors. So that is the reason the Man-O-War is not on this list any at all. Alright guys, that is it as always. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.